Well, hello everyone. My name is Matthew McGuire, and also known as from Matty Make 25, and currently is like a student going to the is for art school, and you have right here is like I talk about right here of for Adobe Creative Cloud, and I'm sure that most of us here if we use Creative Cloud for any particular reason, if it's for classwork or anything like that. But I went ahead and put together right here is like a way for how to be able to remember certain materials, such as if we would be using the Adobe Creative Cloud for any particular reason, for a job or something like some source. But you have right here, it's like the work I went and put together right here is using these stars right here, and I'm like got right there is the stars. I went and put together like a flag right there, and like I'm sure most of us like whenever we graduate that we think of necessarily to where something kind of exciting to think about putting for like a if it's like a portfolio page. But you see right here and like an idea for like for what we can do basically on about what we can remember about our education. And if we be completing maybe about 1 or 2 years of school and then gathering up information to where that if we come to this situation to where yeah, you're trying to decide on what you want to use, or maybe if you're trying to find everything. And one of those could be it's like yeah, this right here is that this was like there's like some art right here that I went and put together right here of I talk about with signatures right here. This was related to one class, and then this other one was related to another class as well. So whenever I look at these, I keep thinking about back from whenever I started, from where I'm at now. I'm like, really, I'm like I was introduced about how to work the shapes, and as well as working at like the typographic, work and stuff like that. So like learn to where that any classes that we do take and necessarily thinking about to where that ways to how to work to where you're creating backup files, for anything that we do, like you're putting together a portfolio page. And I'm sure that any students that may want to where that, in case that they wind up, if they're afraid that they're going to wind up losing anything, such as if there's maybe a hard drive crash or anything like that, like warn to where, oh my, what am I going to do? But I'm sure that some source of information that like Warren to where like especially the Adobe Creative Cloud and like Warren to where that I'm like really that with the work of say the Adobe Creative Cloud to where if something were to get lost or misplaced or whichever, and like Warren to where ways of how to create locations and then arrangements was like for anything related to keeping the information safe, anything that's what you call valuable, anything that we're likely that we're going to probably need later on in the future. And we may think about maybe a flash drive or maybe external hard drive or something like that. But one source of information that maybe takes about maybe less than 30 megabytes or so of space more likely would be something kind of like this to where that yeah, you went to school and then this is what you learned from writing, and then this is what you can remember. You took this test, and you can remember getting this book or checking this book out at the library, studying it from this location, those type of stuff. And I'm thinking about, I'm like, really that maybe not everything's going to have to be kept around, and maybe we don't have to keep everything, but there may be some things that maybe that they may say, yeah, that's not good enough, that to put together a portfolio that some companies or businesses that they may need to collect some source of information, such as files about from a week's of assignments, or if it's anything related to work done, from that quarter or something like that, or anything that's on the portfolio, the programs that you used just to create this or that. And with all these right here, that I could probably say that yeah, I've used Photoshop. I've used Photoshop a little bit for this, and then other than that, it's with Illustrator. And of course, like for InDesign, and as well as a few other programs as well that I went and put together is the work that I do. But talking about for the Creative Cloud is that at times to where if we may think that any of the files that we had backed up from about maybe a year ago, that we may think that we don't have access to those, and you're like wondering why. And I'm thinking that more likely that like I don't necessarily think to where that all that stuff was lost. That when we renewed our membership, that we may think necessarily to where I'm like, yeah, that whenever you start a new membership, whenever you start a new package, I guess if you want to call it, to where that really doesn't necessarily mean to where it starts all over. Or that to say it's on to the new stuff, and that's something that I'm sure I can maybe research about. But on your hand, that I think that on your hand that they may, like I say, is leave that to responsibility maybe of the school or maybe in the student, as well as for the Adobe the Adobe site. It's like for any any internet sites, if it's going to be any programming to where anything that you're managing to where you try to put together a portfolio, and then the next thing you know it's like, yeah, well, where's all your stuff? Hey, there's something missing here. But the way I think about that is like with the Adobe Creative Cloud, that any student that may want to try to make it clear to where that to quite understand to where anything that more likely that's posted, anything that's maybe edited and maybe put together professionally, worked, edited, whichever, and making sure that it's all there. And even though if it's been a few weeks since we visited the site, any student will more likely say if it's for work or school, whichever, for business, that here like Warren to where, hey, I'm paying for it. How come all my stuff, all my information is not there? I need that. So ways of how to ways of how to what's called work on it to where of keeping all of our information secure and making sure you have access to it whenever you like, and anytime day or night, that type of thing, if it's going to be related to education reasons. And one of those could be it's like yeah, that after you do graduate, doing the basic steps by checking in, the tech support and find out that, yeah, that, you may have to rebuild the portfolio, you may need to reset the home page, that type of stuff. So I don't know, just because maybe one source of information that could be lost or missing or misplaced, I guess that don't mean that, oh, wait, everything's gone, even the tax information that you were working on, that's gone, as well as anything about your previous school years, that's gone. But I don't know. If I think about just it's not what you call completely vanished, but it may seem that way. But in a lot of ways, I like thinking that yeah, that a lot of the files that you did have backed up to where that they may say, well, they're no longer there, but then there may be that time at a point to where that well, anything that you may still remember from that class, you may have kept some things, but one thing, one chore that I guess we can all get in a habit of is to where that with the Adobe Creative Cloud, to where that according to my understanding, is that yeah, that it's good for about good for 1 year, and whenever you put anything, upload anything, post anything on the Adobe Creative Cloud, it's just thinking necessarily to where that yeah, that is this the only locations to where you have most of those files? And if they say, oh, well, no or yes, but on your hand, I'm like ways of how to keep our information protected. If you have like any other backup files as well as any external hard drives. Those can get expensive. Yes, I can agree. I mean, I have quite a few of them. I have about 2 external hard drives. Those can get expensive. So like Warren to where that the cost about how much it costs just to have a monthly membership to Adobe Creative Cloud, or even after you graduate, it just seems like it's a waste of money because that you don't need to have duplicate files on each location, such as on the Creative Cloud, or maybe if you open up maybe a Microsoft OneDrive page if you have a few documents in there that you backed up or something like that. So you're like Warren to where that between having it everywhere and then having it only in one location or nowhere, which is better news. So the way I think about though is that really about that you're putting together a portfolio page. I'm sure can be pretty complicated, a lot really time consuming. But then on your hand, that just because you don't have everything, that don't mean that well that that you got to start all over. But on the other hand, that even though if you do have to start over, that whichever situation is like for Adobe Creative Cloud is understanding about the work for what we do is like for May make 25. And thanks for watching and have a great day.